Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
And I am Tayo Salam. Many thanks for joining us again.
It's the big day for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and of course, all the players and the technical crew, they are all hungry to feast on the shark.
All right, it's going to be later today at the Teslim Balogun Stadium, where the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be tackling the Blue Sharks of Cape Verde. A draw will be good enough to secure qualification for the final round of the Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifiers. Also on the program this time around, still talking qualification for the Qatar 2022 World Cup, where the Three Lions literally roared into the competition with a 10-0 victory over San Marino. Incredible scoreline there, Cecilia.
And Hurricane right here was just the man of the moment.
Another hat-trick.
Another hat-trick for
Plus
Hurricane.
One.
Plus one. Yeah. Four-trick, okay. On the program, DeMar DeRozan seems to be the man who just wouldn't want to let anything slide because he had to deal with the two teams in California. First was the Clippers, and now the Lakers. He had 38 points on the night as they were able to rout the Los Angeles Lakers 121-103. 38.8 was for him at the Staples Center.
Let's move on now to Andrei Rublev, the Russian, who's having a great season as well, to looking to end the season on a high. He was in action as well in his game, second game against Stefanos Tsitsipas, and it's safe to say he's laid down the marker for anyone who's looking to win this competition because he's absolutely destroyed Stefanos Tsitsipas in their game. Cecilia, I don't think you saw this result coming. I expected a very competitive matchup between these two players, but for some reason, Rublev was able to make light work of Stefanos Tsitsipas.
And if you check Rublev, he arrived in Turin having won 1-2 of his last 7 games. He's won just 2 of his last 7 games. Time to talk about the NBA, starting with the results from last night. Of course, the focus game is obviously the game between the Chicago Bulls and, of course, the Lakers. Because Alex Caruso returning to the Lakers since he was traded to the Bulls. Because DeMar DeRozan joined the Chicago Bulls this season seems to be the missing puzzle, and then he's been on form. Now, these are the results, from NBA early hours today.
This morning, yes. The Celtics were victorious against the Cleveland Cavaliers, ended 98-92. Jason Tatum, 23 points. Dennis Schroeder, 6 points in the final 76 seconds as the Celtics defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers 98-92 to split their 2-game set at the Rocket Mortgage Field House. Elsewhere, it was the Kings, the Sacramento Kings, with a 129-107 victory over the Pistons. Buddy Hield, 22 points. Tyrese Halliburton, 17 points and 10 assists in that game to snap their 4-game losing streak. Let's move on to the Wizards and the Pelicans. The Wizards are still very, very hot. They defeated New Orleans 105-100. Spencer Dinwiddie, 19 of his 27 points coming in the second half. The Wizards have now won 5 in a row. Cecilia, are you ready to admit that the Wizards are going to be in the playoffs this year?
It's too early.
Still too early?
Too early to call, yes.
Okay.
Too early to call.
10-3?
When? That's
10-3.
just the 13th game. Yeah, I know, yes. It's great for the Wizards, especially with what happened to them last season.
Exactly.
Yes, they recruited well. I mean, Lakers literally helped them. Just churning in, giving them all their young players and taking just one, out of there. And these players have actually gelled, and Bradley Beal playing so well. So he's leading the pack of those young players. They're doing wonderfully well. I mean, if I'm going to pick a team this season that would surprise me, is actually the Wizards. For them competing for the championship or maybe making the playoffs, I think it's going to be hard, except the likes of Boston Celtics. I mean, it's the East, so we know how hard it is, in the East. So, except the likes of some Sixers, Boston Celtics, the Bucks, they don't wake up. Yeah, that's the deal. If they don't wake up, then I think the Wizards will definitely rain on their parade and, get into the playoffs. But if not, then
we'll see.
We'll see what happens. Just 13 games into the season, so it's too early to call for me.
Too early, I agree, but they look very promising. 10-3, that's the best start since the Bullets opened the 1974-1975 season, 11-2. Let's move on to the Orlando Magic against the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks prevailed 129-111. Trae Young and John Collins with 23 points apiece in their second straight win. The Knicks were also winners against the Indiana Pacers, 92-84. in this very game. Very interesting starts coming from the part of the Indiana Pacers. Doesn't make for good reading at all. They scored just 2 baskets in the fourth quarter. How do you do that, Cecilia? 2 baskets in the fourth quarter. Gosh.
That's sloppy.
Credits to the New York defense. Played great defense, but I imagine was terrible offense coming from the Pacers as well too. The Nuggets and the Mavericks ended 111 in favor of the Mavericks against the Nuggets. Dallas Mavericks rallying behind a small ball lineup to win that game. The Grizzlies defeated the Houston Rockets 136 to 102, sending the Rockets to their 12th straight loss. Houston, we've got a problem.
Yeah, from last season they haven't let us out, so it's still on. From last season the hangover is still there.
We've got a problem, Houston. There's something wrong. Steven Silas, don't envy him at all. It's been a terrible, terrible baptism of fire in the NBA for the young coach.
So let's stand up for the Suns right now.
The Suns stand up for the Suns.
Celebrating 9th successive victory.
Fantastic.
Longest run right now.
Yeah, they're very hot, staying hot. Chris Paul, 19 of his 21 points coming in the fourth quarter. One team struggled to make more than 2 baskets in the fourth quarter. One player is scoring 19 points in
the final quarter, yes. We have Devin Booker also contributing 29 points, DeAndre Ayton also having 22 points and 12 rebounds. So those guys are telling everyone, yes, the team to beat.
It wasn't a fluke getting into the finals last season. Definitely wasn't a fluke for the Phoenix Suns. Slow start, but it seems to have recovered nicely. The OKC Thunder lost against the Miami Heat 103 to 90. Tyler Hero 26 points in that game without Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. The Blazers 118 to 113 over the Toronto Raptors. CJ McCollum 29 points, Damian Lillard 24 points, and the Blazers improved to 6-1 at home. That's where they're very comfortable. Anywhere else, they get beat.
You get beaten, proper beaten. Okay, the game for the night, our star match of the day, feature game 121-103, the Lakers and the Chicago Bulls. Yes, the Lakers, LeBron left, but then the Chicago Bulls, even with LeBron, I think it's been hard for the Lakers to beat the Bulls because of the way they're playing right now. Now, when DeMar DeRozan joined them for the 2021-22 campaign, we're like, okay, what's he going to bring into the team? But then this 32-year-old is telling everyone, showing everyone that, look, he is definitely the right man for it. Just take a look at his stats this season so far. I mean, we had about 35 points or thereabout against Clippers,
last
right?
night.
Against Clippers. And then against the Lakers, 38 points. I mean, that tells you a whole lot. I mean, they won 4 of their last 5 games, a good one. I mean, if you look at Lonzo Ball's 7 3-point display, I mean, what he's been able to do, and just take a look at them, and then you tell yourself that, look, these guys are really the team to beat. Especially when you also have Zach LaVine also contributing his own 26 points they had. I mean, they've improved 10-4 in the Eastern Conference, so it simply means that, well, the Lakers have always been beating the Bulls right now. Since 2016, right, Tayo? I mean, 8-game drought. So finally they've been able to, you know, do that. So it shows, well, see what the Bulls can do this season. Yes, it's early, but then with the superstars that they have and with the way the team's actually playing together, so it will be hard to really beat them.
Yeah, we all look forward to seeing how this team was going to come together after those acquisitions in the summer. We're looking forward to seeing how DeMar DeRozan is going to play with Zach LaVine, who is arguably the star of the team. And so far, so good. Both players have gelled nicely. In this particular game, they combined for 39 points in the first half at the Staples Center, making 7 3-pointers in a dynamic 2-man display. So Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan showing us that they can indeed play together, be very effective, and get the W's for the Chicago Bulls. So that's how I ended. Lonzo Ball, let's not forget him. He's having a good season.
7 3-pointers.
27 points in total, 8 assists and 7 rebounds against the side who traded him a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
Let's take a listen
now.
now.
The beat, but right now, it's good.
All right, let's take a listen now to the post-game thoughts are coming from DeMar DeRozan.
Just being myself. Like I said yesterday, just going out there playing, not thinking, just picking and choosing my spots, and just the hunger. Want to be successful tonight, every single night, really. Just go out there, compete, have fun with my teammates, and You know, the goal every single night is try to come out with a victory. And, you know, that's our job every single night. And I just try to do my job the best of my ability.
DeMar DeRozan speaking after scoring a season-high 38 points against the LA Lakers. The Bulls, like we said, are having a great start to the season, and they're looking very promising, and perhaps might be making the playoffs when it's all said and done. For the Lakers, the struggle continues despite Anthony Davis scoring 20 points and grabbing 6 rebounds in that game.
That's not enough.
Yeah. It's not enough.
I mean, Russell Westbrook also had 25 points here. I mean, these guys need to do more. I mean, we said at the beginning of the season, the reason why Russell Westbrook had to come in simply because when James is not there, I mean, he can...
someone else to step
but
up.
Right now, it's not happening.
It's not
we had AD stepping up in their last game against... I mean, when literally had to do everything. Their last game just last night, right? Yeah, 2 nights ago. But then this one, 20 points, that's not enough. We expect AD to be able to give us like 30 points, you know, back-to-back or 35 back-to-back. Like what you're seeing with DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, I'm asking too much from him. But then it's a superstar. So that's what you expect superstars to do. Step up and get the win. Yes, Chicago Bulls might be difficult. But Lakers, we're talking about LA Lakers here.
Yeah, we're talking about the Lakers, regardless of whether LeBron is playing or not. There's still enough talent in that side to give the Chicago Bulls a competitive game. I mean, look at the score, 121 to 100. They were well beaten already by the third quarter. The game was good as done. You know? So, anyways,
that's what happens when you have too many big boys.
The Lakers will have to rebound and hopefully get another win in their next game. Let's take a look at our standout performers before we leave the basketball segment and start with DeMar DeRozan, of course, leading the way. Okay, I decided to start with Brandon Ingram. Fantastic performance for him. 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Next up is DeMar DeRozan, 38, 3, and 6 for the Bulls. Karl Anthony Towns was also in sparkling form for the Timberwolves, even though they lost 35, 13, and 2. And last but not the least, Nikola Jokic, also on the losing side, 35, 16, and 6.
All right, time to leave the NBA, and we're staying with basketball. But this time around, we come home. Just briefly, before Quinn will be able to join us after the break, what happened, in the semifinals? The finals, as said, the semifinal games were played yesterday, where you have Gombe Bulls beating the Kano Pillars. We didn't see that coming at all. So it's Gombe Bulls and Rivers Hoopers that will be playing in the final. If you can see, results coming from that quickly before we go on a break. Now, the game between Gombe Bulls and Kano Pillars, it was 79 and 67 with Gombe Bulls winning that one. That was the second semi-final that was played in Abuja. And the first one was between Rivers Hoopers and, of course, Customs. And Rivers Hoopers beating Customs and went ahead to win that. It's going to be 2 teams that will be playing in the finals today. And, of course, Kano Pillars and Customs will be playing the third-place match. But after this break, Queen Mosef, that's the media officer of Rivers Hoopers, will be joining us to talk about this, how the teams are excited, especially having opportunity to just play basketball. Yes.
You're welcome back to Channel Sports this morning. It's a pleasure. It's our pleasure. It's my pleasure to introduce our next guest who's making his debut on the show or comeback.
In the studio.
Yeah, in the studio. Anyways, he's been our regular analyst when it comes to Nigerian football, the NPFL to be precise. I'm talking about none other than Fisayo Dairo, the chief football writer for ACL Sport. Fisayo, good morning. It's great to have you on the show.
Good morning.
Live, not on Zoom or Skype.
Yeah, it's really a very good feeling. Good morning to Tayo. Good morning, Cici. It's nice to be in this palatial studio. It feels quite different from seeing each other online.
I know.
So good to be here.
This is the real deal, right?
Yeah, that is the real one.
All right, Cici, let's get on the show.
Let's get on it. Before we still have to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but that's much later in the program. As I mentioned earlier, Queen Mosef will be joining us from Abuja to talk about the Federal Ministry of Youth Sports Development Final 8. Yeah, I'm trying to get that right because at first we said it was MBBF Final 8. And MBBF said, look, whatever they're doing there, It's not about business. I mean, these players are just, let them play. Yes, we want more competition, but then we are still responsible of sending teams to the continent. And so you have the likes of Caterpillars, Gombe Bulls, Rivers Hoopers, all of them in Abuja trying to nick a ticket for the continent. That's Basketball African League. And right now, of course, it's coming next. But right now, we have two teams that will be slugging it out today. It's going to be between Rivers Hoopers and, of course, Gombe Bulls. And Queen Moseb, the media officer for Rivers Hoopers, is joining us this morning to tell us more what has been going on in Abuja and, of course, how ready Rivers Hoopers are to, if they can, nick their tickets. They're not going to go anywhere after that, but then they're just trying to play. You still had to comprehend, right? Queen, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Sisi. I'm doing great. Well, quite funny. Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development Final 8. Yes. Very funny. It's not something that I've expected to hear, but that's the situation we are right now. So we'll just take it. But good for the fans and the players especially, because they've been asking for a lot of games. They've been asking for a league. And this is an opportunity for them to play basketball. So finally we have one. It might not be enough because it's just playing 5 games, 3 group games, and then the semis and the final, whether third place or the final. So good for the players because at the end of the day, whether they take the winner to the bowl, getting the ticket to the bowl or not, first of all, just seal that win by winning. You don't know how things will pan, whether it will go in your favor or not. But the positive note is having to play basketball, of which we've been longing to have.
So Queen, when that news came, what was the reaction of the players? They came into the tournament, the final, you're thinking, okay, there's a ball, tickets on offer. Then they hear later on that the tournament will not be officially acknowledged by the NBBF. What was their initial reaction to that, and how have they been responding afterwards?
Well, initially, I think it affected them a little because they are humans, you know. The tournament, we all know, was for qualification to the bowl, and every team wants to be at the bowl. They want to be at the bowl. And I'm looking at how the bowl was this year, well packaged, the sponsorship, the marketing, the basketball on the court, off the court, and them having the NBA partnership. It was a whole lot. And also the incentives the players got. So other teams have heard about it, and they want to be there, not just Rivers Hoopers. Rivers Hoopers know that if they want to go back to the bowl, then they will have to face off or let's take away all the hurdles on their way up. And that's taking off the likes of Caterpillars and Gombe Bulls, which we've taken off Gombe Bulls, and now we are here in Gombe Bulls again, facing against Gombe Bulls. So all the teams, they all know that this is like qualification to the bowl. But getting that news, I think it shook them a little because you're humans when you know that you're mentally you've already prepared that this is going to the bowl. And then getting this information to shake you a little. For my boys or for my team, my players on the team, it affected them a little, like, why are we here? Why are we playing? Playing. And I've had a series of discussion with them for the last 3 days. I said, guys, let us play first. Don't know how the drama is
going to unfold.
Our business face the business on the court, while the administrators and the rest of them face the boardroom and the politics. So the politics does not concern us. Ours is to play the basketball. If we get to win, if they eventually get to say, okay, yes, let the winner go to bowl, good for us. Because if you allow this weigh you down, at the end of the day, if it affects you and you don't get to pick that ticket or win this championship, and then they eventually make use of this, then we'll have ourselves to blame. So it shook them a little, but I think the head coach, Ogo Odaldo, has successfully been able to talk to them and also bring them back psychologically that, guys, we need to win. We need to play to win.
All right.
Let's do our part and leave the rest. So it doesn't matter what happens afterwards, but let's play our part.
Okay, that's what it's all about. The players are playing the part, the teams are playing the part, and see where this will go. And hopefully, if they don't go for if they're not going to use this for that, according to MBBF, maybe MBBF, when they settle their issues, they should be able to have a team that will represent the country. Because it would be very, very funny if we don't have a representative from Nigeria taking part in the Basketball African League. It's just in its second edition, so everyone would obviously be sad about that. I want to thank you so much, Queen, for joining us this morning, talking to us what's currently going on in Abuja. All the best to Rivers Hoopers today as they face Gobe Bulls again, this time in the final, to see if they can at least, maybe the winners of the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development Final 8.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sisi.
Thank you, Queen. All right, let's quickly move on with the show. We're going to go to the Super Eagles shortly, where Fisai is going to be helping us with a comprehensive preview of that game. But before then, we're still reviewing what went down at the Lekki Orchid Chess Club over the weekend, where the national men and women champions emerged as well. There are also champions for all the categories, like we said yesterday, starting. Let's take a look at the Masters event, which was won by Akinwamide Oluwadamilare, who was the champion of the Masters event, taking his trophy right there after that impressive performance for Akinwamide. We're going to listen to him now, how he managed to recover from a shaky start to win this competition.
I started slowly because the first round was, I've not been playing tournament chess for a while, so I stopped playing for a while. So I started slowly. I was not really confident about my games. But with each round, you know, I was confident again that, okay, I could do well in the tournament. And I had some games that I came from a very worse position, and eventually I kept my cool and I won them. So I would say it's a bit of luck and, you know, the work I've done in the past on my chess that really paid off, you know, in the tournament. So I really must commend the organizers of this event. It's a very great event, and you know, I've not seen anything like it since you know, I've been playing chess over 15 or 16 years ago. So I'm optimistic for the younger generation for, you know, coming behind us, and you know, they are catching up fast, and I think you know, there's a bright future in the chess community right now.
Akinwamide Oluwadamilare, the champion of the Masters event. More winners as well, too. Let's now go to the under-20 category, Cecilia, where a student of Unilag emerged champion of that one. I'm talking about Peters Oluwafemi. Let's take a listen to him.
Actually, I'm surprised and also happy at the same time because it's not easy like winning this category. People are like, talents are there, and people are very, very strong. So I feel very happy, just very happy, very happy. Like a lot of pressure, and you know, I mean, I'm very, very happy. Like, I'm surprised that like I won because actually like not very, very long ago. So like you know, studying like hours of studying, like you know, that's a very hard game. So it's not really easy. But like I feel very happy right now.
Feels very happy right now. Second-year students of Unilag, Peters Oluwafemi Samuel winning that competition. You like chess? You play chess?
He plays draft.
No. Not really, I don't.
You don't?
Which of the board games do you play?
Yeah, draft, so obviously.
So was it that you weren't exposed to chess early enough?
I wasn't really exposed to it earlier enough, but it's painful to me because with some of my friends, I have a friend in Port Harcourt who is a master at chess, and he used to tell me that chess is a game of the intelligent people. And I've read stories about these military officers, you know, the generals, very good at chess, and they can use it to predict the outcome of situations. So it's still painful to me that I can't play it. So I always celebrate those that excel in that sport.
Indeed, indeed. I see what you're saying. They're talking about exposure. The under-10s, under-5s, under-14, they weren't left out of this competition as well, too. We're going to listen to the winners from the under-17, from the under-14, under-10, as well as the youngest participants at the National Chess Championships.
I feel good, but it wasn't easy to play under 14 category, but it was nice for me. Yes, I feel good. By next year, I'll cross 14, so I'm looking forward to playing under 20 category. So I'm targeting on how to win in under 20 category.
It was tough, so I had to fight to get this award.
I feel happy, I feel excited, I got a trophy. I've been playing chess for 1 year.
5 years old, that's just what she is, and she's been playing chess for 1 year. Amazing scenes are coming from the Lekki Arcade Chess Club, Cecilia.
Amazing one. You know, when Fisayo said he wasn't exposed to it at the time, and so these kids have opportunities to be exposed to it as young as 4. I mean, she was 4 when she started playing, now 5. She's winning that first trophy on the 5 level. And the next hope for her, the under 10. Of course, you saw the 12-year-old saying, I mean, the next target is on the 20. I'm like, you even looking at yourself at all. But then, that's the dream, because why? They've got the opportunity to be exposed to it so early, and so they can actually dream. You know, they know where they're going to, and this really help them professionally. We're leaving Chelsea right now and talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I mean, the coach is saying that, look, they're really hungry, very, very hungry, because they know that what they need to do today is not just playing for a draw, but for a win. Because we've seen other teams, I mean, beating Minos as much as 10-0. We're not saying Super Eagles can beat Cape Verde 10-0, because, yes, Cape Verde is a very tough team, and not, you know, a team you can actually, they're not San Marino, they're not Liechtenstein or teams you can just run over. They're very solid side. But right here in Lagos, because of what happened the last time against Central African Republic, that's why the Eagles are saying, look, they're really hungry to beat Cape Verde today, 5 p.m.
Yeah, there seemed to be a palpable fear among Nigerians ahead of today's game. And I think it's quite understandable when you consider the fact that our last home game, of course, here in Lagos, we shockingly lost to the basement side in the group, that's Central African Republic. So when you hear or see a number of Nigerians saying they are not convinced that the team was going to win, not that they're not convinced, but they are scared that something bad might happen. Now, at the press conference yesterday, one thing that particularly struck me out of everything Gunnar Ross said was that he's demanding for more fluidity from his side. Which means that what Nigerians have been complaining about has actually gotten to him, because Nigerians, they don't just want to watch the national team win. They want to enjoy their money. You know, a lot of Nigerians subscribe to pay TV. They watch these games on their phones with
data, very expensive.
You want to have the joy you have watching Chelsea, watching the English national team. So that is what they've been demanding. So hopefully they'll be able to get the job done, because for me, looking at how our national teams have evolved over the years, I was happy that they lost that game against Sierra so that they are able to prevent such occurrence in the future. They are getting more and more complacent. They are getting more and more convenient. You know, in Lagos, they've won against Lesotho. In Lagos, they've won again against in the game played in August against Liberia 2-0. Routine wins. They had not considered any goal. You know, but against the Sierra, they were lethargic. They thought we had discovered, but they were stung. So I think that will work for the good of the team today.
Interesting that you're taking a look at it from that angle of now the Super Eagles know they're not infallible. They can't be beaten, no, so they'll take Cape Verde very serious in the final game today. Let's get the pre-match thoughts of, first of all, Gernot Ross speaking about that game.
Yeah. So they can speak, you know, if I have to answer to each fan, to each opinion. Already I don't go in the social medias like you, perhaps. What is important for me is to watch the game with my staff, to analyze what's happening, to win our games. We want to go to the World Cup, or to not to lose at least tomorrow, and then to do the next step. You know, I don't waste my time. These people who are believing that everything is bad. We are on the top of the group. We have 2 points more. We won 4 games from 5. And we are in a good situation at home tomorrow to receive our friends. We are very happy to receive Cape Verde, big hospitality there. And we want to be also in the same spirit. But There will be not any gift on the pitch. Our players are very hungry. Very, very hungry to show the best face tomorrow in this game in Lagos.
The Eagles are hungry. That's the message coming from Genaro. And recall the first leg, Nigeria got 2 gifts that got, you know, the 3 points. And now saying there won't be any gifts. So hopefully there are more gifts for Nigeria today and they can get the job done. But seriously, before we leave, okay, we're still on the Super Eagles, obviously. How much of a potential banana skin is this game, considering what you've seen from the Eagles throughout this qualifier? I know you've said there's palpable fear out there already.
Yeah, you know, I don't even think it's a matter of banana skin. You know, we knew right from the draws, from when the draws were conducted, that Cape Verde will be our greatest opponent.
Okay.
Yes, we've beaten them away from home in Mindelo, but you know, it was without the core of the first team players. You know, we had hungry players on the pitch, players that were not comfortable, that had a statement, they had something to prove. So today, they are 2 points behind us. They have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. Their coach has talked tough that their last home game they lost to Sierra. We can do it as well. So it's a winner takes all encounter, and that's why I don't see it as a banana split. It is what it is. It is a key fixture. It's not you are not making calls. You are not asking what's going on at the other stadium. Yeah. So this is right in front of you, and I'm sure the Super Eagles know this quite all right. Yeah. And that's why we saw Genaro for the first time. He was a bit angry. He was a bit angry, yeah. You know. He's having to respond to what fans have been saying. Yeah. He's having to respond to what pundits have been saying. And that should reflect in what the team brings out today.
Ahmed Musa also has been talking about this game. Of course, says, well, they are not under any pressure. They are professionals, and they can go ahead and give Super Eagles the victory that they deserve. Well, listen to him now.
We know how all Nigeria love football. Like the other day, like she mentioned, we lost the game and everybody was just saying, oh, so we don't have to repeat that mistake. We have done that mistake twice. So I think the third time we don't have to do that because we know the importance of the game. And we, the players, we know the importance of World Cup. Every player wants to be in the World Cup. If we don't win this game, we're out. So we, all the players, as you can see, we have a lot of players that have not been in the World Cup the last time. So everyone wants to be in that tournament. So we don't have anything to say. We just have to go for 90 minutes. Have some important game in the important goal in the first half, and then in the next second half we can finish the game, and then we are qualified to the next round.
Straightforward, so easy. Score first goal, second round finish up, and then you're in the final round of qualifiers for the World Cup. Is that easy, right?
Is it going to be that easy? Well, you said it all already.
Well, maybe not, but he's free to dream. He's the captain of the team. You know, you have to have a plan. Yeah. It's when you don't have any plan that you don't even know what they're going to do. So for Ahmed Musa, like I said, it's good that what the fans are saying have gotten to them. They know that no slip-ups will be accepted from the team. And for Musa, he has seen it all to a large extent. He's been with the national team from under 20 to under 23.
Most cap player right now.
Most cap player for the country at the moment. So they have to go there. But one thing I like about this particular game, initially I wasn't for Igalo coming back. But one of the problems that Ross team has had is the lack of competitiveness. You know, when players are coming from their clubs to international duty, they know who will start. For Nigeria, they know who will start, they know who will not start. But, you know, with Igalo coming in, there are some question marks. Yeah. Osimhen has been unplayable both at club and country level. He's hardly ever substituted. But when Osimhen is seeing Igalo on the bench, he knows that this bros is not coming to just sit on the bench. So maybe he's pushed to give more than 100%. That can add a little bit of competitiveness. And that's what the national team needs.
But, Fisai, I see what you're saying. But then you could say, Taiwan Woni, Emmanuel Dennis, and all these other young stars doing well in Europe can provide that competitiveness as well. Onuachu and the likes. Why does it have to be a retired Igalo?
Yeah, no, I just put that as an example. I'm still not all for Igalo returning because, come on, Saudi Arabia, over 30, you know, but in the end, this game has to be done. Yeah. We need just a point, but we must get it.
I want to see him today. And now, okay, for you, quickly, before we wrap this up, who are the players you think should start for the Eagles?
More importantly, I want to see Samuel Chukwueze starting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while. He played for the national team since he got injured. He has to start. And, well, the regular suspects, for General, you know we will start.
Okay.
Ndidi and like, but I want to see Chukwueze starting.
And I'll take you up on that quickly before we go to England and ask you, you said it's been a while you've seen Chukwueze start. Is that the only reason, or you've not been convinced by the performances of Moses Simon?
You know, with Simon,
because that's the position he's going to play.
And you know the way he's been deployed as a wing back, basically. So if I'm seeing a Chukwueze on the pitch, I know that strategy of playing a strict wing back is a little bit been altered. So we get to see more adventurous play. I don't want to judge Moses Simon the way a lot of people have. He has not really done as much as he could. But again, he has not played
his position
in his best position as well.
I think I noticed that too.
So before we look at the papers, England quickly.
Yeah, England quickly. I mean it is a historic night for them. Sometimes when you see a team you can beat, just take it all out and make history. And that's what they did on the night. I mean, yes, they finished with 10 men. Yes, you understand that England actually needed a point to be guaranteed of finishing that top of
just 1 point, and they got 10 goals.
Point, and they got 10 goals. I mean, I think this is the highest. When was the last time England scored 10?
This is the biggest win in a competitive away match.
In 1946, it was against Netherlands. It was 8-2, so it wasn't so much. Yeah. So I mean, against United States, against United States, Scotland was 10. But then it wasn't away from home. That was 64. But this one is away from home. So this is the biggest away win for them. So they needed to use this game to make history and cruise to Qatar on a high.
But the question I ask you is, Fisayo, games like this, we've seen a lot of this in this qualifiers, 10-0, 9-0. Do they make a mockery of the game for you? I mean, San Marino shouldn't be, for me, playing at this stage, at this level of the qualifiers. 10-0 in a football match. England didn't get out of gear 1, and they scored 10. They could have scored 20.
You know, there have been arguments like that what's happening in Europe is a little bit slight on the rest of the world. You know, just like you mentioned, France beating Kazakhstan 8-0, Turkey hammering Gibraltar 6-0, 10-0. I bet, you know, the argument will be that when they get to the World Cup, they're also always part of the best teams. But, you know, that's where the hunger and competitiveness come. You know, yesterday you could see Gareth Southgate fielding as many players as possible. You know, at halftime he made a number of changes. He brought in, you know, Tammy Abraham. You could see Abraham also wanting to get his goals. He had a goal chalked up. He almost cried. You know, so you could see that hunger. So if the players really wanted this, they are not saying this is San Marino. Let's score 2 goals and entertain the fans. So let's go for more. Now you're talking about the record. So that's just the bottom line. I saw the France game as well. It's nil. You know, Mbappe kept assisting and scoring. So that's the thing about these teams that are serious. You know, they keep the team more competitive, bring in more players. Nigeria, every now and then you get up to 4 or 5 players coming to national team duty without kicking a ball. What are they coming for?
Yeah, under Coach Kenneth Rowe. All right, that's what we've been seeing recently. Okay, we'll just take a look at the papers right now. I'll start with Complete Sports here. In Complete Sports, yes, you also have the Hungry Eagles are ready to soar over Cape Verde. And Napoli, Osimhen is now worth £102 million. Yes, £1 million. Yeah, you heard that right. That's according to a Complete Sports, and that's according to Napoli. Why Real Madrid are desperate to sign Ndidi? Okay, there's United, there's Real Madrid. Where is it going to go to? These 2 star players seems to be not leaving the headlines yet.
Yeah, they are Nigeria's biggest ambassadors in Europe at the moment. Maybe when Chukwueze also comes into form, he's just returned from a lengthy layoff, he could join. But those 2 guys are always consistently in the news for the right reasons.
Indeed, Nigeria's most valuable players are in Europe. Let's go to Sporting Life now. Victor Osimhen says Igalo is like a big brother. Okay, I've heard that before. Alves passes Barcelona's medical. Dani Alves is back at the new camp. What do you make of that quickly?
And his former teammate is his coach.
Well, at 38, well, I just don't want to go into that because they have to Dest. I don't know what they need Dani Alves for, but let's see.
Strange one.
Maybe to join the coaching crew after that. Sporting Sun is the last one. Man United snub Conte over huge demand. Is that true? Napoli blocks Osimhen's Madrid and Bayern switch. Okay. And Wankali rejects new Husker contract deal. CAF bans Rivers United home ground. Okay, that's confirmed. Cup playoff.
What's that about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly.
CAF has banished or chased Rivers United out of Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Their last opponents, Al Hilal, made a lot of noise about the quality of facilities, the pitch and the bench, where the coaches sit. And that was because they were sent out of Sudan to play in Egypt. But that doesn't change the fact that Rivers State government can do better in terms of that facility.
Okay.
It's a world-class facility in the embryo. They have to bring it out of the embryo and make it into fruition.
Okay, make that happen, and then so that Rivers can play at home. Thank you so much, Fisayo Dare, for coming on the program.
Yeah, I should thank you guys for bringing me here once again.
Thank you, appreciate your time. I appreciate your analysis as always. Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Tayo Salah.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Bye for now.